Good morning, and welcome to On the Couch with Dr. Diamond. Okay, we're here to discuss and, of course, to educate our community. And, this morning we have a great topic. But before we get into our topic, of course, I'm going to bring in my fabulous co host, Rajanta. And Miss Sanella, she won't be joining us today, but she is sending out her hellos to everybody. So we're going to bring Miss Rajanta in. All
Good
right. Good
morning.
morning. How you
Good
doing?
morning. I'm well, thank you. I'm well.
And of course, a beautiful sunny day today. I cannot wait till we get closer to summer because I'm a summer person. I cannot do this winter. I know that there's some winter lovers out there, but I just can't do it, you guys. I can't do it. I don't want to do it.
I don't like the bugs. I like some. I don't like the bugs,
Okay.
and I don't like the ants crawling. They come in the house. They start
Yeah.
seeping in.
Yeah.
I don't like
Definitely.
it.
Definitely, they do, and I don't like bugs either. I can't stand bugs. I don't like the bees, the wasps, because they all come out as well. I don't want to be bothered with them, but here we go. They come out. They get
Yeah.
on your nerves. You're trying to enjoy your food. Here come the ants
Hmm.
walking up to your food. So
Absolutely.
I guess all of these seasons have this little quirks about it, and we just have to kind of live with it. I guess that's a part of being human. We adapt to our environment. So that's what makes
Absolutely.
us so wonderfully made, that we can do that. So anyway, of course this is Women History Month.
Yes.
And I figure, we will talk about today, the empowerment of the true sister circle. And I wanted to talk about that, at least for us to discuss that, because sisterhood is important. And in any community of color, it can be the backbone as long as you have the right people in your circle. You know,
Absolutely.
we have
Absolutely.
had a lot of women, celebrities, people we can't touch, but they're out there doing and standing in, other people's shoes and standing in as magnificent and phenomenal women. I noticed that Angela Bassett, each time she wins, she has something positive to say to other black women.
Love
And
her.
we need to heed to a lot of what she's saying, because she does speak a lot of truth about that. Viola Davis,
Yes.
another
Yes.
person,
Yes. They definitely pour back. They pour back, and each time she speaks, I hear her as though she's talking to me. So I love Angela Bass, all the way from Ike and Tina.
oh
You know,
yes,
so
she
I
did
definitely
that.
agree. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. She definitely did that as Ike and Tina. I'll never forget the role. But one thing about her body image, her body altogether, she works out.
Mm-hmm.
That is older as an older, mature woman, she keeps herself well put together. And
Yeah.
that is a great example of, how you could look on an everyday walking through this world and people see you. And
Yeah.
that's the other thing about, a proper positive sisterhood, because people see you and you walk into a room and you're noticed. But it's
Absolutely.
what they notice about you, the energy that you give, the energy exchange that you give with another woman. And this is why I want to bring this to the forefront today about that and what that feels like, because we're in our own sister circle as people that are doing things in the community, like-minded type of thoughts that we have. We also have similar jobs.
Yes.
And then being on this podcast together shows you what sisterhood looks like, and we're not hating on each other like, oh, I don't like what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
But the important thing is for you promoting what's out there. And what does that feel like for you? And what is sisterhood for you? How would you define that?
I love this topic, and I love that this month, in addition to promoting sisterhood, we're also celebrating women. I don't think we get celebrated enough, and the many roles and hats that we wear. I want to say that sisterhood. I'm going to talk about some benefits because I
Okay.
love my girlfriends, um, and even my siblings. Right, my girlfriends and I, we have started out as friends, and we kind of became family as time went on. I still have friends from when I was like in elementary school. friends that I've kind of developed relationships at work, and those work relationships really blossomed into something beautiful because they are now like a part of my family. I'm going to say the benefits of it. We have shared experiences, right? We get each other through dark times, also light times as well. It's a sense of acceptance that I get from them,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
validation, right? Loyalty, solidarity. And it's the collective self improvement that we all kind of work on together, and hopefully I'm able to give and promote my sisters and give them the things that they give me. Hopefully I'm able to promote it as well to them, and if not, please let me know if I need to step my game up. Definitely let me know if it's somewhere I'm lacking. But I think it really it all almost like kind of defines who I am. I'm me because of them, because of just the different experiences we've had together, um, and just the different advice that I give and I get from them. They kind of keep me whole. So they hold a special place in my heart, each and every one of them.
That's important. And I understand what you mean by the loyalty aspect is what I really want to focus on a little bit, because I think sometimes those lines are blurred or not understood,
Yes.
because loyalty does not mean it's a one-sided situation. It should be loyalty at a balance.
Yes.
If I am there for you to provide support to you, I'm hoping that I should get it back. Now, I was talking to a sister recently that I know, and she said, it's very painful when you see you put something out and you want the same thing back. It's not reciprocal. So then I said to her, well, what would you do with that? Because if you're not receiving it back, you're
Mhm.
being a loyal sister to this person or group of women, whomever
Yes.
it is, and you're not getting it back. You talk of your pain, and your pain is you're hurting me
Mhm.
because you're not seeing me as valuable to give back the loyalty I'm giving to
Yes.
you.
Yes.
So it can be very hurtful, and it's also hard because you're like, if I walk away, I have no support, because it's depending on how you're looking at these group of women or one woman or two or whomever, how many you have in your circle. But the unbalancedness is what
Mhm.
I, have come across too in my lifetime.
Yes.
And you're right, there are benefits to it. I have been a loyal friend to people, and I have loyal friends back to me. I have a best friend that I've had for many, many years. When I tell you, she remember when my son was 7 months old. Okay. Now he's 25. And
Wow.
she's been my friend for so long. And out of our friendship, we had one disagreement, one, but always been the person that I can rely on,
Mhm.
always been the sounding board,
Solid.
always
Yes.
been the one that I can turn to and say, you know what, this is what I'm going through. And she can do the
Mhm.
same for me.
Yes.
She's the ride or die. She
Got
and
to.
I ride or die for each other.
Got
It
to.
was to the point where we were younger, like
Mhm.
when we were in our 20s, and somebody would mess with us. So it'd be like, you got your Timbs next to your bed. That's how serious
Yes.
that's how
Yes.
serious it
Yes.
was. So it
Yes.
was like, oh, you ready? Phone call, I was ready. Okay. And
Yes.
when I tell you, her ex-boyfriend, we was gonna do him in. He just didn't
You
know.
probably need to. It's good that you talked about the balance and just a friendship being two-sided. I know that sometimes it can become unbalanced. Sometimes we have different friends who go through things, and they kind of pour you, and sometimes not suck you dry, but they might just be going through that period where they're
Yeah.
unable to kind of give back. They're unable to provide that same type of support because of the season or the storm that they're going to through.
Mhm.
How would you handle that?
Well, you know what? For me, I've always been that listener and the observer.
Mhm.
I'm that type of friend that I will sit back, observe, and then I may give you hard truth. And I can tell you something, being a New Yorker, if have a New Yorker friend, we can be very forward and very abrasive, right? And
Yes.
it's not to hurt your feelings, it's to actually say to you, wake up. because you're not seeing
Yes.
what I'm seeing. And
Yes.
then sometimes, as a New Yorker friend, we have to sometimes be like, okay, hold on, that was a little hard.
Mhm.
And I need to be softer. So there
Yes.
were times that I had to check myself and be
Mhm.
softer and then say what I need to
Yes.
say. So filtering is important, but I
Yes.
also think it's very important to be honest. Don't
Mhm.
lie, just be honest. If someone hurts you, tell the truth. And sometimes some wars you don't need to go to,
Yes.
because sometimes in sisters, if you're out here listening to us now, and possibly some brothers are on here too, this can help your daughters, with you listening. So please note, this is not just, we're not excluding you brothers either. This can help you if you have daughters. Sometimes they have to kick somebody out. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm. Mhm.
You got to let people go because they can become dead weight to you.
Mhm.
um, have you ever had the friend that was always negative?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. I have. And you know what? I think that with that, you kind of tend to grow apart, right?
Yes.
Breakups occur, rupture relationships occur, and not
Hmm.
only because of negativity, just because you kind of grow apart. Some people grow up,
Hmm.
and some people kind of stay in the same space. Sometimes your values change, so that kind of
Yes.
is like you no longer have that commonality in that relationship.
Hmm.
Sometimes relationships, you get in relationships, and it's not that you tend to neglect your friend, but you're kind of moving forward and you have established another intimate relationship. Sometimes moving,
Hmm.
political
Yes.
views that may also affect
Yes.
relationships. You're Republican, I'm a Democrat, I'm disappointed in you, so we're gonna have this conflict. Religious views as well. And even parenting, right? Parenting
Hmm.
decisions or parenting conflicts may come into play, and it can affect our sisterhood. Maybe you're doing things one way, they're doing things the other way. They may not agree with you, and that can cause rupture in relationships as well. So there's a
Hmm.
lot of reasons we break up friendships. I want to say for me, when I think about certain relationships I've had alone. And I have friends that I haven't spoken to for years, but when we pick
Hmm.
back up, it's like we didn't miss a beat. So I have
Yep.
those friends as well. I really had to really understand, and now that I've gotten older, that we have families, right? We get busy, we adult, and we're living our own life. So those are
Yes.
some things that can really cause a distance, but not a
Yes.
rupture, because when you pick up the phone, they're going to be there. Whether it's 2 years from now, a year from now, they're gonna be there. And they kind of
Hmm.
know what type of commonality in relationship that you had. Life happens.
It does. Life happens, and that's good. I'm glad you brought that point up. Adulting, we do adult and we grow up and we have to move forward. We're grown, but then when are you grown? You see what I
Mm,
mean? Some people are still stuck in a high school thought process.
yes.
Okay, and
Yes.
I say this because you said something about how the relationship can hemorrhage. It can
Hmm.
hemorrhage too when you do have new different circle of friends. but
Yes.
i but I'm going to use myself as an example, right? So as I'm moving through my educational career,
Hmm.
my job career, I am going to change the circle of friends. But
Hmm.
it doesn't mean that I don't like you or love you any less. It's just that my circle has to change because I feel that that's my time to
Gotcha.
change and network and be around other people that are also or have what I have in common. Now, again, it doesn't mean I won't bring you with me, because I am that sister that's going to bring you with me. And then it's me getting in and then say, all right, I'm bringing in a new person into the circle. For example, I have a group of women, and I'm definitely going to give them they shout out and they flowers, at the end of this episode. But there's one lady who said to me, I don't have a lot of friends down here where I'm at. And she's a New Yorker to a fellow New Yorker. And I thought about her and I said, you know what? What does that feel like when you're alone?
Hmm.
Who do you have to turn to? When you have those dark days or even happy days, but you don't have nobody to share that with. Sometimes you just got to bring a sister with you, with or
Right.
with. without thinking. So I walked up to her and I said, we're going to be doing something soon and I want to bring you along. I want to
Mhm.
introduce you to some of these women. Now, the only thing you could do is see if they gel, because some people
Mhm.
don't gel.
Yes.
Others do. Sometimes if your circle is too big, people don't gel very well. So it just depends. It depends on the
Mhm.
circle of people you have around, their energy, the exchange of energy, all of those things. Because
Absolutely.
sometimes we are apprehensive about bringing certain people around other people because
Mhm.
the way that they behave. Because
Yes.
you got that one friend that you're like,
Mhm.
oh
Can't
Lord,
take nowhere.
you can't take her nowhere because she gonna act a fool, and then but she is so loyal to you, but she
And
acts
fun.
a fool. She acts
Yes.
a fool, and it's nothing you can do about it. You're like,
Yes.
Lord have mercy, that's just her.
Yes.
But
Yes.
yeah, so you agree with
I,
that?
I
Okay.
agree. I also agree that I mean I have friends that I've met at every point in my life. And with that being said, I have friends that I'm friends with friends from high school. I'm still
Yeah.
friends with people I've known from when I was younger. And then, my work friends that I developed along the way. So I still have friends from every phase of my life. And,
Yeah.
although we may not keep in contact regularly, I do have a good group, a strong group of friends who I have kind of,
Hmm.
and I've expanded my friendships
Hmm.
along the way as well. So
Yes.
it's important. It's important to have that person that can really be your soundboard, as you stated, or just be that person you can kind of talk to. Because sometimes we don't feel
Yeah.
comfortable. Sometimes we, feel as though we're going to be judged, and I guess we have to be careful too who we allow in our circle,
Yes.
and
Yes.
knowing that not everyone's deserving of our time.
Hmm.
Not everybody's deserving to kind of really have like a strong relationship with, for whatever reasons. It can be
Yeah.
jail, or some people may not have the same qualities as you might have. Some
Hmm.
people may have, um, ulterior motives behind being your friend.
Yes.
Because some people, may want to be your friend, but may not really want to be your friend. Maybe they
That's
trying to
right.
kind of seek or trying to gain information. Maybe they
Yes.
plotting on your man. So
Yep.
it's many different reasons why people kind of be your, or try to choose to be your friend. And all, they're not good. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, those are the people we have to watch out for, right? Again, those of you that are watching us, please go ahead and drop your comments, and then I'm going to be coming to you and turning to you shortly, or giving you feedback on your comments. Rajanta and I will definitely do that. So I want to go back to because we touching on positive aspects and negative aspects
Mhm,
of the sister circle. So I just want to go back a little bit again about when we're having other friends, or stepping over to a group of new people. Why I have come across that other person who's my friend would take that as a negative, or say something negative and be nasty and rude, and the plotting happens,
mhm,
right? And then
mhm.
I'm dealing with the plotting, and then I'm saying to myself, what is this about? Or the statements are made like, oh, that you got new friends, okay, to another one that's a
Yes,
friend of mine. So it's
yes.
like, what is going on here?
I
And
think
I'm
some people don't want to share. I want to say people don't.
right.
Sometimes people don't like get territorial. I'm guilty. Like sometimes I'm that way. Like I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, so you want that to be? I'm guilty. Like I don't mean it. But I have. Because you kind of
Yeah.
don't want to sometimes share your time, or you want this person all to yourself, and I admit I
Well,
fall short
that
sometimes.
becomes a codependency thing there
Mhm.
when you start
Yes.
doing stuff like that,
Yeah.
and that's to me dangerous territory. And then
Yeah.
that's you as the friend that has to make that judgment of, this is draining and I can't do this anymore. And it may
Yes.
be the hard one of the hardest thing you got to do in your life, but sometimes you got to let dead weight go, and you have to. And that negative person that find negativity in every other friend that you have, that's
Mhm.
another problem that I have. Like, why are you doing this?
Now,
What is this
how
about?
do you mesh your friends together? I have sometimes some issues with some of my friends not liking my other friends. So it's
Yeah.
like, okay, well, we're gonna go out, but maybe this person right now have to sit this out. The next time we're gonna go spend time with this person. So
Ah,
it can be a challenge sometimes, because I
yeah.
love my friends. But I guess I have
Yes.
to accept that all of them don't get along because we're all different people, right? They may have had previous issues,
Yep.
and all you can do is just be the best friend you can be to all of them, even if you
That
can't do it at the same time.
exactly. Because you can only try. The thing is, some people, like you said, may have a different let's see, relationship with you, where
Yes.
it's like I'm tighter than they are to her.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So then now when the new people come around or you're trying to blend people, their motive or their thought is so different than the other person that is also your friend. So then what happens is those two people pick up off those energies and I don't like her. Well, you didn't even say
No
nothing to the
reason.
woman.
You didn't
So
even have to meet the lady.
yeah, like
Yeah.
where's this coming from? So it goes back to me the high school thing.
Mhm.
You are now going back to the high school thing. So there's two comments I'm going to go to now, right?
Okay.
First one is about what you said earlier. The ruining of relationships could be religion and politics, ruin families and relationships. I do agree with that. Religion and politics, you can see a complete divide with people and they just, I
Yes.
don't know,
Mhm.
go off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you're not allowed to have your own views about something. Like
Right,
I can't
right.
think the way I want to think. I can't have my own view. Even with spouses. I think that that's common in families. I find. I may have a different view or insight that another family member or even my husband might not have.
Hmm.
And I just say we can just agree to disagree. We
That's
agree to
it.
disagree. That's it.
That's it. And that goes to when you talking to your friends too. Listen,
Hmm.
you may not get along with so and so, but we agree to disagree. But the thing is, I need to, if I'm comfortable being friends with everybody,
Yes.
that's fine. But if you want to be in your separate corners, you could do that too. But what I don't want you to do is bring that bad energy around to the other
Yes.
women. That's
Yes.
not fair. That's
Yes.
not fair. And it's
Yes.
not fair to you,
Hmm.
really it's not. I agree with this comment. I have more male friends and I don't have problems with that women are sometimes so catty. Amen. Me too. I get along better with males. When I grew up, I was more of a tomboy
Gotcha.
than the girl.
Gotcha.
Okay, because it was something about girls that just little things that they did. I don't know, maybe I didn't see them as fun because the boys was always running and
Hmm.
doing things, and I'm like, I want to do that. I'm running and keeping up with them. And then the girly stuff I will do, but the cattiness is what I don't like.
Gotcha.
When you think about high school, I remember this in high school. I will never forget this. It was a young lady was perming her hair every week.
Ooh.
One of her friends made a comment about it and said, "Oh my God, she perming her hair every week." I said, "Oh my God, she needs to be careful because the
Hmm.
perm can eventually
Yes, it
cause her
will.
hair to
What we're
fall
seeing
out."
now. Yep.
She went back and told her what I said, never said what she said now,
Mhm. Mhm.
but went back and told her that. And then she came and tried to confront me about it. Then I said, right then, I said, I cannot deal with females. I see where this goes. And I learned very early on about how females are. Like
Mhm.
when it comes to backstabbing, there
Yes.
are women that are naturally like that. They're backstabbers and they're
Yes.
negative. So they bring their negative attentions to these circles.
Gotcha.
And that is when you got to kick them
Yes.
out.
Yes. I mean, I guess I've had the opposite experience. Like I have more female friends than I have male
Yeah.
friends. It's like something about some male friends, or not the ones that I kind of surround myself with now, but I want to say growing up, it's like sometimes they
Mhm.
always have like an interior motive, like
Mhm.
going on. Like, okay, I'm your friend, but then I really, I want to get to know you a little better. That kind of, I
Yeah.
know growing up, that was like a always like a, okay, you're my friend because of what? And then down the line that conversation comes, oh, I've always felt you, found you protracted, that type of,
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
ain't got time for that. I ain't got
No,
time for that.
and that's not what you want. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's not something that you want to do. I was looking at an Essence article and I looked one up this morning about sisterhood, and it has some powerful things that I do want to share with you and our listeners and those that are watching us this morning because they have some powerful statements as well as just quotes and thoughts. Okay. So one of them that stood out to me was These are the meanings of sisterhood. Sisterhood to me means having a circle of like minded women around you that support you.
Mm, I agree.
Okay, I agree with that.
I
Like minded women. But listen to the end of it, that's around you, that supports you,
Mm-hmm.
not there to stab you in your back or say
Mm-hmm.
to you, I like her today, but I don't like her tomorrow. Or I like her now because we're
Yes.
on the same level, but soon as she gets promoted or she's doing well for herself,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like her anymore.
Yes.
That's your insecurities. There's something wrong with that. It's
Absolutely.
you, it's not the other person.
Absolutely. And I don't think we really understand how powerful sisterhood is. You know, how much
Mm-hmm.
more we can get accomplished when we kind of stick together. And I want to
Yes.
say, I remember a couple years ago when the Me Too movement came out, how powerful
Mm-hmm.
that movement was, how women were like
Mm-hmm.
just really united, you know, in such a way that I hadn't seen in a long time. You know, it just really lets me know how powerful and impactful we can be, you know, when we stick together, when we align, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we are allied, and when we're on the same page and moving in the same direction. I think that that was
Right.
powerful.
Yes. And speaking of a powerful statement, this was something else that was stated that jumped out at me as well. It said, Black women are undoubtedly the backbone of society.
Hmm.
We
That's powerful.
are.
That's
But
powerful.
then, but then we have the but, because we have those that are negative. Now, is it a lot? Probably not. The percentage may be small. So I don't have any statistics in
Hmm.
front of me. But ladies, and also those brothers who are listening to, and you have daughters, please let them know how powerful they are and how powerful we can be to each other. Because once we unite with each other, a movement happens,
Yes.
a
Yes.
total movement.
Yes.
Okay. Look at Mamie Till. I'm going to use her as a great example. And yes, this was years and years and many years ago. But think about her as the mother who made such a movement like that, such a movement, and all the other women that were behind her.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
she moved and she did it. She didn't know what the outcome was going to be. She lost her son to murder. Like they murdered this young man and for no reason, but she was a movement.
Absolutely. What do you think? I mean, because you know we have women, even after that, who have really like paved the way and who really show solidarity and are
Hmm.
really impactful. So, what do you think is important for people to know when they're looking for great friendships or when they're looking even for great women to look up to, right? Because sometimes,
Yeah.
you know, we're inspired. There's been a lot of women in my life who inspired me. Work
Yes.
moms too. I've had work moms who've kind of like raised me
Mm-hmm.
and showed me
Mm-hmm.
about, you know, etiquette in the workplace and what I should be doing, who I should be talking to, who I shouldn't, you know, how I should dress. So in that aspect of it, even though they took a different role, you know, it was inspiring to me. So, you know, we're always looking for people to look up to and who inspire us and who we admire. And sometimes
Mm-hmm.
we are afraid to even look up to different people because we might have just some underlying issues, maybe with our mother or with our siblings or with various family members who we have kind of had poor interactions with. So, what do you think someone should look for when we're kind of thinking about inspiration or maybe role models?
Mm-hmm. That's an excellent question. So, what you said, I'm gonna really unpack a couple of things here. So let's start with if you have insecurity in yourself, but you are looking to look for a mentor. When you're looking for that mentor, look for someone that is whole to you. You know, they know how to help you center and find your own zen and your own value and all of those things. Because sometimes it just takes a conversation to say, how did you get there? Your
Hmm.
confidence is awesome. How
Hmm.
did you get there? I
Hmm.
don't know what that feels like. I've
Yes.
always been in a place where I didn't feel value in me, but I know I'm broken. But I'm
Mhm.
coming to you to pour myself out to you to understand how did you get there. I need to find that for myself. So I do think it begins with a conversation of courage though, because some people, like you said, may be afraid to go to that person and say, hey, I admire you. And these are
Yes.
the reasons why. Because there are women out there that's very humble. You and I are. That's an example of being humble. We're open to talking to someone and saying, I'm going to help you without judgment.
Mhm.
Okay. So if I have someone that's talking to me and they say to me, Dr. Piercy, and I'm going to say, this is what they would say, Dr. Piercy, and we're outside of the work environment. You know what I'm going to say to them? Could you call me April? Now let's talk.
Yes, and I
'Cause I
can
need
witness
to be
this. I can attest to that.
right.
I remember
Okay.
coming to you. I remember coming to you.
Okay.
Like I saw you
Uh-huh.
walking. I always see you. You know, you had a you got a mean mug. You had a mean mug. I ain't gonna lie. You know, but it's like you are very purposeful in what you do, and how you walk, and in your stature, and that can come across as intimidating. So I actually walked by your office several times before I even got the courage to even knock on your door and come in your office. But I'm so glad. First off, I was glad to see you with your name plaque on your door. That was the first and foremost. I'm like, oh, she's a doctor and she's black.
Yeah.
Okay. So once I finally got up the courage, like I was like, I
The
kind of
courage. Yeah.
admired you from a distance, right?
Yes.
I admired
Mm-hmm.
you from a distance, and then once I finally got the courage and just found out how approachable you were, so it's just really getting the courage to even walk to someone, and just having confidence, that okay, well, if she slams the door in my face, she just slams the door in my face. At least I tried, But you really realize when you walk up to people that they're really like not what you thought they would be. Like you're nothing like I thought you would be, and
Exactly.
I'm glad I
Many.
had courage.
And I'm glad you did too. And many people have said that to me. Oh my gosh, you're not the normal doctor that I've come across. I
Mhm.
said, what's the normal doctor? Arrogant, rude,
Yes.
walk off,
Pompous.
disrespectful.
Oh, yes.
Yes, yes, all of the
Arrogant.
above.
Yes.
But for me, Rajanta, Sister Circle means a lot to me. So what does that mean? All the what you asked, that wonderful question that you asked is about. Let's start with being humble first. And also listen to the person first that's talking to you and why they're trying to connect with you. There's a reason. Okay. Don't shut them off because there's something about you that you're giving to them. And
Yes.
they're trying to take that energy from you because they're in need of it. We are social creatures. We're designed that way. So if I'm coming to you, I'm not coming to you because um I want to take away from you. I'm
Mhm.
coming to you because I there's an exchange that I would like, or something that I know that you can give me a value. Because
Yes.
sometimes we walk into a person and they have no value at all, but we won't
Yes.
know that until they start talking to us. And
Yes.
the other things that I want sisters to do is to observe the person's behavior in a setting. See how they operate in a setting first before you walk up to them, because that also will tell you, are they approachable? Could I
Mhm.
talk to the person? Watch them.
Absolutely.
Watch how you walk into a room. Hold your head up. You may not feel that way that moment, but hold your head up and walk into that room with your confidence, exude it. And then when you walk in, try to have that conversation with the women that you think is like-minded with you.
Yes.
Now, there are some women that are very cold because I've seen them do that before. I've experienced it before. And then later on, they'll come circle back around and say, oh, I didn't know you were a doctor. Well, I was trying to talk to you, but now
Now, how do you 'cause, there's people who kind of blow us off, and
yeah,
probably until they find out what we do, and then they kind of become more open. And how do you handle stuff like that? Because that really rubs me the wrong way.
I'm gonna be honest with you too. It does rub me the wrong way also because I think it's cold. I think
Yeah.
it's disrespectful. I also think the arrogance of the person
Yes.
is what turns me off. And then that's when I will never double back to speak again,
Mhm.
because that's the problem. I feel that the ego is so big that you
Mhm.
can't even come down to a level where you can
Yes.
be humble and talk to someone. Because guess what? Words are free. Friendship is free.
Exactly.
That's free.
Yes, and
Okay.
we have to understand we're women first. We're women first before you
Thank
get
you.
all this education, before you
Thank you.
get designer clothes and bags and so on, before you get this husband, you know, we're women first, right? And we were little girls prior to
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
you know.
Yep.
And it's not saying okay, be proud of who you are, be proud of your
Hmm.
accomplishments and who you've
Hmm.
become, but it's like, all right, I see you. Like I see you.
Hmm.
You know, it's deep. It's deep.
Oh, it's very deep. There are layers to being a sister to someone, like a genuine friend, sister friend, because we're not talking about like blood siblings. We haven't touched on that, but
Yes.
usually we have a circle of sister friends that we adopt as true sisters to us, and we say, yeah, these women I feel comfortable around. I can be myself. That's the other thing. A part of your question is you being able to be you without judgment, without someone
Yes.
saying, oh, I don't accept her, look how she act. Okay, if you
Mhm.
do got that high strung friend, you can take that sister to the side and talk to her and say, listen here, like my friend used to do to me. If Beverly is listening now, Beverly Burnett, she can tell you, we will go out. She would say to me, she'll call me by my middle name, so she'll go, Mo, I'm gonna tell you right now, don't go in here arguing with nobody, and don't say nothing. Don't even look at the person. I'm like, fine. And again, I'm very quiet. I don't mess with you. But the guy did call me outside of my name.
No,
So I
no.
said to him, I really don't want to hurt you right now. And she happened to be sitting there and she said, oh my God. But it was funny because now we get the chance to laugh at it. But I also see the growth in myself. And why I saw the growth is because she never gave up on me as the friend. What she did was say, Mo, as you begin to age and do things as
Mhm.
we get older, we're going to have
Yes.
to change. We can't be in that
Yes.
same type
Yes.
of mode, of fight mode,
Yes.
physical. It
Yeah.
has to be using your brain.
Yes. A more
So when
supportive.
you have a friend like that,
Mhm.
we do need to talk to our friends that appear to be ratchet if we got them. And
Mhm.
we talk to them, be honest, be like, you know what? I honestly don't want you to really change who you are, but a little tweak won't hurt you. Or watch how we are
Yes.
together. I love you for who
Yes.
you are, but that honesty goes a long way.
Yes.
Just right?
Yes,
Go
and I
ahead.
want to say just importance of, coming with care and concern, right? And
Yes.
compassion, knowing that you have might have once been in that place, I
Mm-hmm.
get people who, we grow and we develop and we mature, but I get people who kind of want to hold me back in that space I was in 10
Yeah.
years ago or 15
Yeah.
years ago, or maybe still see me as that space I was in as a teenager, and everybody's not as accepted of our
Mm-hmm.
growth, and it could be
Mm-hmm.
maybe because they're still stuck in that spot as well. So how do we handle that? Because actually, someone made a comment to me. Um, people always like to remind us of our past,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
And until you're able to
Yes.
accept your past and process it and move forward, it can be like a sore spot for you. And
Mm-hmm.
I admit I'm a work in progress, right? So, initially I'm from the projects, and
Right.
I have,
Yeah.
people who kind of
Uh-huh.
still try to, take me back to that place, or even just
Mm-hmm.
remind me like, oh, I remember when, or oh, and it's like, yes, I was mixed experience, and it is really I'm going to say been a part of who I have become. It's propelled me and catapulted me to kind of want better things, and even want to reach back and grab people in my community who are still, have challenges and are still, you know, unable to kind of move forward, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, okay, that's a part of me, just like everything else, just like the things that I've accomplished, just like my contributions to my community, my contributions to my family, that all kind of makes up who I have become.
Yes.
And but I think sometimes people do things or say certain things to kind of keep you back, or really to keep you in that space and interrupt your
Yes.
progress and your flow of things.
Yes. Insecurities is the big word. Insecurities, no self esteem, no self worth, but they with misery love company,
Yeah.
right? If I can bring you with me, I'm going to knock you down as much as I can. I'm going to keep coming at you until you get to that level with me. So then
Yes.
that means I accomplish that. If I keep
Yes.
picking at you, well, I'm here to tell you, Rajanta, that's when you make the decision to say, I'm sorry. this relationship has to end. You don't necessarily have to tell them that up front, but at some point you can, and you can say goodbye. Love you, but you got to go, because let me tell you what we all need to always safeguard: us,
That's
our
right.
sanity, our
That's
integrity,
right.
all of those things. So don't you ever let anyone bring you down. I think we've all been in that place where people have brought us down. Let me tell you something. I grew up on damn food stamps, okay?
Mhm. Mhm.
I had the daggone bobos, okay?
Mhm. Me too. Me too.
That's all my grandmother could afford, because when my mom passed away, we're talking about a young person who would keep up with style. My grandmother wasn't doing that.
Mm.
We can't afford it. We couldn't
Exactly.
afford it. So now I've done better for my son, and I do
Mhm.
better for myself, my granddaughter, because sometimes you got to go through these experiences
That's right.
to really value things.
Growing pains, and these
Growing
growing
pains.
pains, they really, really, I want to say that they help us in a way, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
we learn a lesson from it, and the lessons that we learn, we can kind of teach others. So maybe others
Yes.
won't have to go through those things or those experiences, and it really, just the full circle moment, just being thankful for all your hardships, right?
Yes.
All that you've been through, and all that you yet to accomplish in life. Yeah, I want to
Mm-hmm.
say everything. Like every day, I'm kind of thankful for my experiences. I remember not
Right.
having lights. You know, I remember just not having food to eat growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Just being
Mm-hmm.
poor. And I look back on those experiences, and I'm like, wow, I made it through that. Right. So when you look back at how far you've come in life, and how far you have to go, and then the people who kind of cheer you along the way, especially
Yes.
our good girlfriends who are always there to
Good
support us.
girlfriends. Right.
You just really have some type of gratitude. Um,
Yes.
and you want to show gratitude, and you want to kind of be as loyal and be as good as a friend as you possibly can be. So thank goodness
Absolutely.
for true sisterhood.
Thank goodness for that. I'm going to turn to comments real quick. Okay. So the question here is, why do women dislike you if you look better than them, if you're smarter than them, if you have one nice too close, whether you get them from your clothes, if your clothing is nice, even if you get it the Goodwill or Macy's? Why? So Rajanta, why would you dislike you?
I want to say that some people want what you have. Some people want what you have. Some people may want the life that you have. And unbeknownst to them, all they have to do is come and ask, right? I like your outfit. Where'd you get it from?
Mm-hmm.
I think your skin is very beautiful. What's your skincare regimen? But sometimes people don't have the courage. People don't have the courage.
Exactly. So I saw this older lady. When I mean she was well put together, girl, she had on the leopard print hat. The poncho was black, the leopard print shoes. Do you know, I walked up to her. First she said hello to me. I doubled back and I said, "You look so beautiful today." She said, "Oh, thank you." She really did. And I had to comment on her because she looks so beautiful, well put together. I mean, really, you clearly she was coming from church because it was a Sunday. But to me, this is what she probably looks like all the time. And even if she didn't look like that all the time, it's the fact that she acknowledged me when I said something to her. She didn't walk away. She didn't go, she didn't do any of that.
Hmm.
She actually accepted that compliment, and she said, "Oh, thank you so much," because it's really priceless to say something to someone in kindness without judgment, and it came from
Yes.
my heart because I was admiring her from a distance, but
Yes.
I walked up to her and I said it.
Yes, yes. And you know what? That's something that we need to do more of. And also something that we need to be comfortable with. It takes a comfortable and confident woman to walk up to someone admiring
Yeah.
their
Yes.
outfit or admiring their family or just their different accomplishments. So it takes a really
Hmm.
strong, courageous woman to be able to do that. Not all of us have kind of got to that point yet where we can kind of openly admire someone or openly compliment someone without
Hmm.
feeling like insecure.
Right. Right. So I'm going to go to another comment here. People only see the surface. We need to compliment more because you don't know what that person is going through. Amen. Because you know what? The truth of the matter is that one comment could really take them a long way. It
Absolutely.
really can. You never know how your words can strike a person and help them through their day. You
Mhm.
don't know.
Mhm. I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree. That is a great comment. Everybody's walk of life is different. Some people suffer in silence, right? So sometimes just a warm hello to someone can go a long way. So I definitely agree with that comment. Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you very much for that because it is so true. And then when you the surface part also, I'm glad you brought that up, the surface, because what is it like to have a surface friend? What's that like, Rajanta? What's a surface
Um,
friend?
I would say a surface friend is just only someone who kind of only gets to see certain things about you. Someone that you don't even feel comfortable kind of telling, okay, like I went through this, you know.
Mhm.
Maybe you think that they're going to judge you in some way. You kind of don't feel comfortable, kind of or uneasy, kind of really diving in deep and just telling them how you really feel about things because you may not know what their response is going to be. It can be hurtful. I know I reached out to you the other day. I think okay, so this week a couple things happened to me. I know I reached out to you about this. So first thing happened, a dog tried to get my chickens. So I have two pet chickens. So
Right.
a dog tried to get my chicken. The pit bull was in my backyard. I ran outside. That was crazy. So, and my chickens are gonna be 3 on the 23rd. Happy birthday to
Hmm.
Jesse and Pound
Good
Cake, my 2
morning.
pet chickens.
Yes. Happy birthday.
And
Yeah.
then I hit a dog the day after that. And I'm like, come on. Like, I got out the car, hit the dog. I'm trying to find out whose dog it is. I'm thinking the dog's underneath the chair. I mean, excuse me, underneath the car, but it's not. It was a mess. The dog ended up across the street just walking like it was nothing. So I was so uptight about that. So I was able to share with you guys, actually a lot of my friends, because I was really like uptight. Like I was really
Right.
stressed out about this. 2 days in a row, these pit bulls. I'm like, they coming for me. What's going on? So being able to actually share different things, both good and bad, and with your friends, with your sisters, I think is sometimes you need that support. Just like knowing that you're going to be okay, or that positive feedback you get from your friends. Just knowing that the
Yes.
world's not over, you're going to be able to push through this, and all is well.
Mm-hmm. All is well. Exactly. So what we're going to move towards now is, and this, please drop your comments as we go along here. We're going to talk about the building, the tips of building sisterhood. Okay. So we're going to take one thing at a time and we're going to give a little feedback on it in our short period of time we got left. Right. So don't view other Black women as direct competition. Let's talk about that.
Hmm.
Okay, competition. I don't know if I've ever
Well,
even seen.
I guess thinking somebody's trying to come for your job, or somebody's trying to come for your
Right.
family, right? Or you
Yeah.
don't want to share jewels with them because you think they're going to use it and they're going to take, what you have.
Tell
You
it.
don't want to give pointers just because you think that they're gonna come for you. You know,
Right.
um, I think that as women we kind of experience that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we get through that by opening up and maybe kind of sharing our concerns. And I think it also lends to just securities that we might have about ourselves, maybe not feeling good enough for
Right.
whatever reason, thinking somebody's going to come for our spot, you know?
Right. Yes, exactly. So competing with another woman, if both of you happen to be in the same place at the same time or kind of moving at the same pace,
Hmm.
there's nothing wrong with either joining forces
Hmm.
or giving each other tips or just being supportive. Simple things.
Yes.
Guess what? Everybody, there's room for everybody. Okay?
Yes, it's room for all us to eat. I always say that it's enough room for
Come on now.
everybody to eat. It is.
It is. So
Mhm.
can we acknowledge that, please? Can we say that, all of us are out here and we can share the pot of gold together? So
Yes.
come on, let's do that.
And we're trying to
Okay?
make it. We're
and
trying
we're
to
trying to
have a
make it.
common goal. Why not share the information you know? Why
That,
not?
thank
What are you
you.
scared? What are you scared of?
What are you scared of?
We are powerful once we get together.
Come on now. Come
Hmm.
on. So I'm going to go to a comment. It's something about a compliment coming from another sister. I had a fellow sister greet me today. Hello, beautiful. And that made my day. Absolutely. That would make my
Yes,
day, if you, to be
yes,
honest. And all the
yes.
sisters on here, yeah, we can't see you, but we're beautiful all in our own right. You're beautiful because you're on here. You want to hear something positive about what it means to be a part of a sisterhood. That is important to us because it's important to you. So you're beautiful in your own right. When you look
Yes.
in that mirror, look at who is in the mirror,
Hmm.
not you and 10 other sisters. No, 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 no. Look at you and
That's
say
right.
you're beautiful to
That's
yourself.
right.
And then you can share that compliment with someone else. Because as Rajanta said, that confidence in you is where you got to start first.
That's right.
Then you can give compliments to others because you value you first. And that's where your all your dignity, all your
Hmm.
respect, everything about you turns to you first. Then you can give it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then you won't see another Black woman as competition because
That's
you're
right.
already confident in self. Then you can help others as you go along.
That's right.
Okay, so remember that, sisters. Remember that. And the other thing is be approachable. Listen here, if I walk up to you and you got your arms crossed,
Hmm.
or you
Yes.
already have an attitude, I'm gonna
Yes.
beeline somewhere else. I'm gonna be
Yes.
honest with you. I'm not even gonna go over there because I know me, and that's the other thing. I don't like rudeness. So
Yes.
that's something that I would love to tell everyone. If you're rude to me, that is a trigger for me, and I will be sure to walk away from you or I
Yes.
will make a comment.
Yes,
I
arms
will.
folding, that is the big one. And maybe some people may not know, but when you have your arms folded, it is very much a turn off. It is intimidating to others and makes people not want
Yes.
to approach you. And
Yes.
I think for me, I don't. I think when I walk or when I'm on a mission to do something, I don't smile much
Mhm.
because I'm like focused, right? So sometimes I know that that can be intimidating to people. Um, that I'm wearing like a me mug, but it's not that I'm not friendly. It's just that I got stuff to do. I may be deep in thought, and I may be just trying to figure things out.
Yes, exactly.
So I'm trying to
So,
smile
yes,
more. Hmm.
that's true. That's true. So, it can be so many things, but let's be mindful of our faces, be mindful of your body posture. Just be mindful. None of us are perfect, but if you notice it, kind of shake out of it. Okay. If you're having a bad day, the person don't know you're having a bad day when they coming up and they walk up to you, say hello, and you come out with a nasty attitude.
Mm, or
Try to
don't
check
speak back.
yourself.
Yes,
Or
or
don't
don't
speak
speak
back.
back.
Please, please try to acknowledge that you're
Hmm.
you're generating some bad energy.
Yes,
Again, none of us are perfect. We don't have good days every day, but be cognizant of you. Okay, that's
absolutely.
very important. Yeah, it's the way you carry yourself. If you keep your head up and you know who you are, you won't have anything to worry about. Carry yourself with dignity. I agree. Please, please do that. Remember that. The
Hmm.
next thing is refuse to be self-conscious. So refusing to be self-conscious. You're great. Stand in your greatness, okay?
That's
That
right.
goes back to you not comparing yourself to somebody else. Stand in that. You're worthy. You're here. God sent you here for a reason. Please find out your purpose. And when you find out that purpose, then you know what your assignment is. Your assignment may be you helping other people,
That's right.
and you
The,
don't know it
the
yet,
same way
but
someone
you
has
will.
helped you. Yep, the same way
Mm-hmm.
somebody helped you. Because we all got to where we are with help. Nobody kind of
That,
gets to where they are without help. So
that's right. True. The last one here is celebrate your sisters. Celebrate them. Find a way to do that. Do a sister circle day. You come together,
yes.
you sit down, you have tea, you have crumpets, if that's what you want to do. Some of us will have chips,
Hmm.
whatever you want to do,
Yes.
chips and dips and so a little bit of
Yes.
wine. Get together, have some fun. Celebrate your sister. Look, celebrate an achievement if you want to. Celebrate she got a new home. Celebrate a promotion. It can
Yes.
be the smallest thing. Celebrate because she loves herself.
Yes. I actually did a breakup party with one of my girlfriends. She was going through a breakup. We like, okay, we're gonna
Yeah.
come. I'm gonna make this breakup playlist, and we gonna party this out. We're gonna get through this together. So,
Come on now.
mhm,
That's a great example of what friendship looked like, sister love looked like. That's what it is. That's it. Yes, celebrate life. We have to do that. Celebrate life. Life is short. Life
it
is very
is.
short, but
It
in
is.
the end, we can bring some or meet some fabulous people, and walk with them. And I'm gravitating more to sisters more because, like I said earlier in our broadcast, that it's easy for me to gravitate to have male friends, but I know that the value of having sisters means so much, and
Yes.
that's important to me. So I do want to definitely give a shout out to some of my sisters before we close today, and I would like for you to name a few people. Just don't remember, you guys, this is not about leaving people out. So we're just going to celebrate some of the people that are in our circle today. And then, you know what? For you, go out and call them, these ladies in your circle, and just maybe text them and say, you know what? I just want to say I love you today. And that's it. All right, celebrating our friends, and absolutely, we're better in numbers. We are better than numbers. So before, of course, our ending of our show today, I'm gonna shout out a couple of people in my sister circle. Beverly Burnett. This woman has been a friend of mine for over 20
Wow.
years, at least over 25 years. We've been good friends. Newer friends in my life and in my circle: Isata Barb Parker, Nafisa Battle, Anastasia Jackson, Beverly Hale, Selena Hazel, okay, Sanella, Rajanta, also Michelle. These are women that I have shared a lot of things with, and they're like minded with me. And I appreciate them because sometimes you have to have that friend that will tell you what you need to know. And the newer women that are in my circle, I appreciate them because there's no judgment there. There's a lot of love there and the love exchange. And my new best friend, love her to death, is Tiffany Borden Lawrence. She is such a sweetheart to me. She's so genuine. And, I've been through a lot of things in my life, but I could tell you something about Tiffany. It was something about her, but it was her that noticed me. And she said to me one day, I just want to give you a hug. And I did that. And
Wow.
I love her because she's a real sister to me, and I appreciate her. So, Tiffany, if you are listening, I love you, girl. And I think you are, we're supposed to cross paths in this time in our life, and I thank you for who you are, and stay who you are, and stay that person in my corner that's keeping me up. Thank you.
Oh, that is wonderful. I love it. I love it. And I just want to give a shout out to all my sisters who are actually my biological sisters. Kima, Kiana, Jazz, Luce, Lakendra, and my sisters who have become sisters along the way. Actually, DeCarla, we've been friends since 25, 30 years now. My friend Melissa, Kiki, who did my whole wedding, Dawn, um, Tanika, Rachel, Gwen, Unique, Sanella, of course, you, Dr. Diamond, April, Akeisha, who's my realtor, both Monique's, both my work moms who were both named Linda. Linda Winters and Linda Matlock, Marlene, who was a great inspiration to me early on in my career. She taught me how to write a memo and how to read nail polish. So these are
Oh,
people who I have kind of really admired, and sorry, there's so many. I have so many great, great friends. My apologies that if I missed anyone, but these are just the ones
yeah,
that kind of come to mind. Nisa, there's so many. There's so many. My cousins, Nita. There's a lot.
yeah,
I
me too.
appreciate
And
everybody. I appreciate everybody.
yes, and I do too. And I have a lot of sisters as well, and I love them dearly, and when we get together, it's very important to me, and I have cousins too that I feel more like sisters and
Yes.
cousins.
Oh, my
And
cousin
we
Diane.
have one of our
Yes.
yes, and we have
Yes.
one of our followers that said that too, that her cousins are more like her sisters.
Yes.
So, our parting words for you today is that find your circle, find your tribe. Together, you're stronger. Divided, you're weak. Okay, and I'm just going to end it right there for me. Rajanta, your
Appreciate it.
parting words for today.
I appreciate everybody for just tuning in, and this was such a great topic, sisterhood. I do want to encourage everybody to get the help and therapy that you need. I'm accepting new clients, thesearetherapeutics.com. You can follow me on Facebook, These Are Therapeutics, Instagram. In 9 days, I'll be accepting insurance, Aetna, Cigna, and Optum. So I am accepting new clients right now. You can visit me on Psychology Today as well. So thank you for tuning in.
Wonderful. That is great. And I'm glad that you brought that up. And to those that are out there, I do want to tell you that Candid Conversations will be coming back very soon. I will continue to give you closer and closer dates. This is about Sister Circle. Rajanta and I had a conversation about it. And in the end, when we start getting together, having those Sister Circle moments, just talking about things, at the end of it all, we'll be going on a sisterhood retreat. So that is what Candid Conversations will ultimately get you to. But listen to the word candid, which means honesty and you telling the truth to another sister, but also building that relationship at the same time. But to all of our listeners, to all of the ones that are watching us today, we love you all. We would like for you all to continue to watch us, follow us. And remember, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and of course, go to your favorite stream and upload and listen to us again. And pass this on, this one especially. We've had a lot of good topics, but please pass this one on. And we love you again. Have a wonderful weekend. And be safe out there. And sisters, love on one another.
Yes, Naisha, love you. You too.
Take care.
Thank you for joining on the couch this evening. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and if you want to contact Dr. Diamond, you may reach her at candidconversations.dr.d@gmail.com. Have a great evening, and we will see you on the next show.